Okay, here's the first week, what you need to keep yourself fresh on. Okay, you need to be on HMP1. Okay, what you need to do is take a piece of notebook paper, copy the problem down. So this is example 1, x1. Okay, what you have here in parentheses, you have y to the power of 3 to the 5th times y to the 7th. Make your 3 lines. And now it's just like what we were doing, okay? Okay, underline the problem, because everything's on top. You have a factor of y. Those are exponents. And then a second factor of y, so that means I'm going to add. Now add what? Well, first we're going to take 3 times 5. That's 15. And then to the 7th. Okay, 15 plus 7 is 22. Now we carry that straight over because it's not a negative exponent. We really can't simplify it. So there we have it. Okay, example number 2. There's going to be 8 examples. You have 8 problems to work. Okay, copy down what's on the screen. Yeah, I know you can't see what's on the screen, but you have your own document. Okay, m to the negative 4th and then m to the 3rd times m to the negative 2nd. So 3 lines. So you have a factor of m on top, and that's the only factor you really have on top. Now on bottom, and that m is to the negative 4th. Now on bottom, look at the bottom. You have a factor of m, and then a second factor of n, so we need to plus. So we have a 3 and a negative 2. Now 3 plus negative 2 is 1. Okay. Now, we want to cross out the m that's on the bottom and minus it from negative 4. So negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5. Okay, whoops, my bad. I screwed that up. Erase that. Okay, put your negative 5 right there. And you can't carry that over because it's a negative exponent. So your m goes to the bottom so that the negative 5 can be positive 5. Okay, and I can't really simplify that. I do need a 1 on top. There I have it. Okay, example 3. We have parentheses 5x to the 3rd power to the 2nd times 4x to the 3rd. Okay, underline it. You have a factor of 5, a factor of x, a factor of 4, and then a second factor of x, we just add to the x that's there. Now 5, we take the 1, 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, and for x, we need to add the powers. We need to take 3 times 2, that's 6, and then we have this 3 right here. So 6 plus 3 is 9. Now 4 is to the 1, but it's not in parentheses, so we will put a 1. A 1 is what we will put. Okay, those are all positive, so you can carry them all straight over. Okay, now I can simplify a couple of these. 5 times 5 is 25. Use your phones for calculators. They should have negative signs on the calculator. So 25, x to the 9th, then 4 to the 1st is 4. Okay, actually you're going to put the 25 and the 4 together. Okay. Because you can simplify those two, so put those together. 25 times 4 is 100. Okay, so that's the answer, 100 times x to the power of 9. Okay, example 4. You have 6a to the 4th, b to the 5th on top of a fraction, and then ab on bottom. Times, and there's a parentheses with a fraction, and you have 2ab, and a to the 2nd, b to the 2nd, 3rd outside. Okay, so that's going to be 3 lines. So on top, just do the top first. You got a factor of 6, a factor of a factor of b, a factor of 2, another factor of a, so I just put a plus, and another factor of b. Okay. So 6 to the power of 1, okay? So we're not going to multiply that, that's just a 1. Now a, you have a 4, Over here, 1 times 3 is 3, so it's 4 plus 3, that's 7. Let's talk about the b's. You have a fifth, and 1 times 3 is 3, so 5 plus 3 is 8. Then 2, so 1 times 3 is 3. What do we have going on bottom? Well, we have a factor of a factor of b, a second factor of a, and a second factor of b. Okay, so a, got a 1, not in parentheses, so I put a 1, and then I find the other a, 2, but that's in parentheses, so we have to take the 2 times the 3, and that's 6. 1 plus 6 is 7, so it's a to the 7th. Now, how about the b's on bottom? You got a 1, and then 2 times 3 is 6, so 1 plus 6 is 7. Okay, now you can cross out these bottom ones because you have an a on top and bottom. Now 7 minus 7 is 0, because when you cross out you subtract it, so you can just get rid of the a, don't worry about it if you minused it and got 0. Then we have b to the 7th, now we'd subtract 7 from the 8, and that's 1. Okay, you just got to keep it together here. So what do we have? We have 6 first, we have b to the first, we have 2 to the 3rd. So all of those would just be brought over, okay? 6 to the first times b to the first times 2 to the 3rd. So I can simplify 6 to the first, that's 6. 2 to the 3rd, 2 times 2 times 2, that would be 8. And then times the b to the first. And then you need to take 6 times 8 on a calculator, that's 48. 48 times b to the first. Okay, moving right along. Okay, we have 3. This is example 5. We have 3 fraction on bottom. You got 2x and then a negative 5. Top you got a base 3. On bottom you got a 2 times an x. Do the 3 first. It's just to the 1. Now the 2, there's only 2 times negative 1 is negative 5, and then 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. You bring the 3 over. Now you can't bring these over, they have negative powers, so how do you make them positive? Well, you move them to the top, then they become positive. Okay, so 3 to the first is 3, 2 to the 5th, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32. Times x to the 5th. 3 times 32 is 96. So 96 times x to the 5th is the answer there. Okay, example 5, or 6, my bad. This one's going to be quick. 3x to the 3rd, y to the 14th. Okay, actually I made a mistake here. Yeah, it's negative 3. Okay. So 3 lines. So you have a factor of 3, factor of x, and a factor of y. No factors on bottom. So 3 is to the first, and it will stay to the first because it's not in the parentheses. Negative 3rd, and then 14. Now you can bring the 3 and the y straight over, but the x needs to go to the bottom where it becomes 3. So 3 to the first is 3. Y to the 14th, x to the 3rd. Okay, example 7. 3x to the 3rd, y to the negative 3rd, negative 4. Okay. Okay, so on top you have a 3 times an x times a y, and that's it. So 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. X, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Y, negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 12. So we bring the y to the 12th straight over, but the 3 and the x go to the bottom so that their exponents can be rewritten as positives. Okay, so on top y to the 12th, the bottom 3 to the 4th, that would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, that would make 81 times x to the 12th. Okay, and we have one more to go. Flip it over. Okay, you have 5x to the negative third, y to the seventh, divided by x to the negative 7, y to the negative fourth. Okay, you have a base 5, a factor of x, and a factor of y. On bottom, figure these out first. 5, 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. And then y, you have the 7. Now go to the bottom, you have a factor of x and a factor of y. Okay, negative 7 is the x, negative 4 is the y. Now, you might want a calculator for this part. You would cross out the x on the bottom, and then from the negative 3, we would minus negative 7, okay? Negative 3 minus negative 7, that's actually the same as what negative 3 plus 7 would be, and that would be 4. So x to the fourth. Get rid of your y, and I subtract negative 4 from 7. That's 11. Okay, so the x and the y, we can bring those straight over. The 5 brought down, and it goes to a positive 3. Okay, 5 to the third, you just go 5 times 5 times 5. 125. Okay, then you have some practice problems to do. Just do them in the notebook, and then you'll just hand them in when you come back to school, whenever that is. Don't try to type the answer on a Google Doc. That's going to be really, with all the exponents and stuff, yeah.